Right, today's little walk is a little grayer than the last one, but I do see blue sky coming, so that's good. So where I'm heading today is up there. It's called Gleasons Hill. So I'm just going to wander along here until I find the little cut-off. It's only a couple of kilometres up this road from the parking lot there. It's very nice down in here. I do like this area. The where I was the other day is actually a really good trail just over there through the forest. That was the way I came up the other day when I did part of Trail 19 and all that kind of stuff. Now, just up here there's a culvert that's washed out, and then basically you turn up the hill. Now, I was reading Bob Spurko's review of this trip, and he said he would have followed the ridge all the way, and there is a very good ridge that runs all the way up there. So what I'm going to do is go up there the way that it shows in the trail guide. I can't remember the road number or the trail number, but doesn't really matter. But look at that, that's nice, eh? Yeah, just down through those trees over there, that's where Link Creek Trail is, down through there. It was blazing sunshine by the time I got back to here the other day, and I was so exhausted I could feel the heat exhaustion starting to set in. And my golden rule for water is when I reach half water I head back. So after walking 18 kilometres, I worked out, down through the valley there. I can actually see the trail the other side of the thing there. It's good. But I'm going to head up here. Large meadows coming up so in the corners, so that I know that I'm not too far away from my start point. So I will head up there and do some when I get there. Right, I've arrived at my turn-off point. If you look on Google Maps, there's a big open meadow there. Trail 19, the one I cleared out a whole bunch off the other day, goes down through the valley, roughly centre shot there. If you follow that route, it will take you all the way to what's it called, Gorge Creek Road, about another 6 to 8 kilometres, I think, something like that. There's the old culverts that are in here. This is part of the culverts that got all washed out in the floods. Now, part of the argument for closing this road is because these all got washed out. They did some logging up in here a little while back, last year, year before, and they rebuilt it. They put new culverts in, they put a new bridge across here, new culverts, everything, and further up they did the same. And when they left, they took them all out again. So I still think it was a wise decision to close this piece of road, because it's a difficult piece of road to use at the best of times. But it's the argument for it was the culverts that caused the problem, I don't think really stands. But right, so the trail that I'm taking heads on up that way. I'm going to get my compass out because I want to show you. People say to me, I've had several people comment, well, you carry your compass but you never seem to use it. So I am going to get my compass out. I'm going to show you something from this point, and it is because I know I need to head up this valley. It's not quite northwest, it's just to the right of northwest. So I'll get my compass out and show you. Yeah. Right, I'll do some more in a minute. Right, I've just moved over here away from the culverts a little bit because they're big and metal. Right, as you can see, there's my north needle. I've lined it up that way. You'll notice that the north for the needle and the actual north on my compass there, you'll notice they're slightly off, and the reason for that is obviously because of the declination of where I live. So remember I said it's slightly northwest, just to the right of northwest. Northwest is straight up that valley there, but where I'm actually going is just over that way a bit. So just off of northwest is where I want to go. So basically just follow this drainage all the way up, will get you to where you need to go. No, you can follow your compass all the way up. A lot of people have asked me, hey, you carry a compass? Oh, listen to that. You know what that is? That's deer and elk, that is. All yelling at each other. you're not sure what that is, it can sound really creepy, especially towards the hear that? That's elk and deer and that is, yeah. Yep, off over that way somewhere. There's a lot of them up in here, so. All yelling at each other down the valley. Just the sounds of the mountains. Right, so here I am, back at the road with no culverts, that did have culverts, that didn't have culverts, and then they took culverts out once they rebuilt them. So I'm not going to get into that. I will head on up that way, and this is where I'm going. This is the start of Gleasons Hill. Now Bob Spurko, in his review of this hill, like I was saying, he recommended just following the ridge, which is there, and following it all the way up. So I'm going to follow this up on the way up and see if it's any better to come down that way. I will find out when I get there, I guess. Right, so I'm going to follow this up onto the right side of the creek. This is Gleasons Hill, and off I go. Now in the Daffrin's guide, up to where I am now is very easy trail. On the Daffrin's guide it says you follow the trail up beside a spring. One spring. There you go. Flowing reasonably well. I'm going to head kind of up that way. Now I think this is where the trail pretty much kind of, you make it up as you go along kind of thing. But there is apparently a very nice trail up alongside the ridge. So I'm going to have a look and see what I can find. Right, coming up through here, you very quickly run out of what I would call defined trail. But it turns into this amazing open forest, which is good. So again, set up your compass. There's my north, there's my northwest, still heading that direction. So somewhere like this, I mean, I know exactly where I'm going. But if you're out here, there's several drainages in here. It'd be very easy to get turned off. But if you use a compass, where you go, north-northwest. Between north-northwest and northwest-ish. Yeah, that's a good measurement, that is, whatever that is in navigational terms. Just to the right of northwest. That way. Right, I will head up there and do some more in a bit. Oh, just ahead of me is what I call a heart attack bird. See it just fly out of there? Those things, they don't move until you almost stood on them. Some kind of grouse, not sure what. Some kind of grouse. Right, so this trail, basically, when you get halfway up to 2/3 of the way up, just becomes a wander. I know that I need to wander up that way. I will carry on wandering. I can see quite a lot of daylight through the trees up there, so not sure how far I am from the top. I can see the ridge clearly over my right hand side, so I will continue up that way and do some more in a bit. Not sure if this is in the book, but there is another spring there. I don't remember seeing that in the guide. Either way, there's a very nice spring right there. So I'm still heading up, basically that way, just wandering up until I run out of up. Every mountain only has a certain amount of up. Once you run out of up, you must be at the top. Right, I will continue that way. Well, I think I must nearly be getting there, because the sky is nearly touching the forest floor up there through the trees. And that's a good sign that we're running out of up. So I've stopped to do a video. I found several areas in here. I mean, that to me, up through there, that gap, that's wide enough for a vehicle. So I'm suspecting there might have been logging roads up through here. And I found a big open patch down there, which absolutely is an old camp spot. There's no way that's not an old camp spot. And like I say, that's my north, just off to the right of northwest bearing, is exactly that way. And I can see the sky is almost touching the bottom of the forest floor there with the trees, so I must be getting close to the top, hopefully. The rain is holding off. There are some little patches of blue coming, so I'm hoping I'm going to get more blue than rain. So on I go. Well, apologies for the huffing and puffing. Following my northwest just to the right of Northwest Track has led me to exactly here. Believe it or not, that is All Smoke Mountain in front of me. Cloud's quite low, eh? My head is just about cloud height. I can hear the river down the bottom. It's supposed to be a can up here somewhere. So let's go see if I can find that. Oh yes, there it is. I see it. So following my track brought me out literally 30 feet from here. I will take that as some fairly good navigating. There we go. That's the can at the top of Gleasons Hill. And I'm having a damn good sit down now. In this humidity, it's actually quite tiring. So the trail to All Smoke runs up along that ridge, and All Smoke is actually up over in there at the moment. The trails that I cleared out the other day are down the bottom of this hill. That's trail 57 is down the bottom of here. Let's go over towards the edge and I'll show you. Yes. So straight down there. I don't know if you can hear it on the camera. Microphone's not particularly brilliant, but straight down there I can hear the creek. That's Ware Creek. There's some very nice trail up through that way. So from where I am, let me have a look, see if I can give you some better reference points here. It's hard to get a view from here because there's a lot of trees. Oh, here we go. Right, so that meadow. So down in the bottom of there, you can see those lighter coloured trees. That route going up that valley, and then off up that ridge, and then turn right. That takes you up to All Smoke. That is trail 58B. That's the one I cleared up to the other day. I got as far as that. I might, since I'm out this way, if the rain holds off, I might go and do the bottom end of that trail. Have a look. It's only another couple of kilometres up the road. I am literally in the cloud. I'm looking down on cloud here now. So if you look down the bottom there, there's cloud in that valley. But it was cold last night. They said 4 degrees or something like that. So not at all surprised. Not at all surprised. So yeah, 58B over there. The normal ridge that everybody takes to All Smoke is that one along there. That comes down to 58A. I can't remember what the number is of this one that I'm up. It's Gleasons Hill. It's a very nice walk up here. It's a bit steep in places, but nonetheless a very nice walk. And on a sunny day, I think it actually gets some really nice views from here. Yeah, right. So I'm going to take my pack off, sit down, have something to eat. I see a curved tree over there that looks like it's got Dave's name on it as a bench, and I will do some more in a bit. Right, here we are on top of the hill. Only thing I can add is thank you, gentlemen. And that is it. A mission a while in the making, let's just say. Not the best of weather for it, but compared to what those guys had to go through, nothing at all. Grey skies, the sound of the river, peace and quiet. Very much appreciated. Very much indeed. Had a little bit of breeze just now, and now we have none. Look along here. The sun keeps threatening to come out, but so far it hasn't. Yeah, that just disappears into a rocky cliff down there, so no wish to go down there. great sound of the creek in the bottom. So I'm going to sit down, have a rest, enjoy where I am, enjoy the ability to actually come here and do this. Yes, D-Day 80, 45 to 2024. Yes. Let's sit over here. I should make a chair. I don't have a chair. I should make one. And so Smoke Mountain is over there somewhere. I can see more of it now, so the cloud is lifting, but not by much. So I don't think I will be here long, and I will head out. Right, this is a good spot, I have to admit. It's very nice up in here. The cliff edge along there, it just tapers out to a cliff edge. So, not particularly much to look at over that way. Yes. So, that rock there looks like there. I didn't bring tea, so next best thing is a cup of water. Cheers, gentlemen. Cheers. Thank you. Bag here somewhere. A little bit to eat. The sun is actually coming up on the meadow over there. Right, I think because it might rain, I think I will call that it for today. I will head back down, see if I can get round to another location I want to get to. This is where I wanted to come the other day, and the other day was June 6th. Unfortunately, gentlemen, couldn't get here until the 9th. It's close as I could get. Right, so I will head on back down. I'm going to head down pretty much the same way as I came, but I'm going to end up down the bottom of that valley over there. So let's see what I can do. The sun has gone off my trees now. At least the cloud has lifted a bit. I can definitely see more of the mountain over there than when I got here. Yes, time to head out. Mission accomplished. All we need now is a good gust of wind. That's not going to happen. Maybe. It won't happen till I walk away, I know. Yeah. I just rebuilt the can a bit. The can was kind of tumbled down, not looking so good. So I rebuilt that. One last look around. The silence is amazing. All I can hear is the creek in the bottom. Right, I'm going to head back down. Right, time for me to head back down the hill. Now on the way up here, I followed pretty much just to the right of northwest track. So the easiest way to find your way back to where you came with a compass. Let me just put my pole down, because it's just easier for me to do. Right, so one last look. So I will set my compass up again on north, which is there. Now I headed just to the right of northwest. So what you want to do is just go 180 across the compass. So roughly where my finger is my way back. Yeah, so just go whatever track you took out, just go 180 across the compass on your way back. So my way back is down through those trees that way, straight down the hill. And fortunately, on the way back, this trail is all downhill. There is no up, which is good. So this is Gleasons Hill. It was on my to-do list the other day on the 6th, which was D-Day. So mission accomplished. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for everything you did. The world has moved on. Unfortunately, we are back in a situation where we have yet another dictator that thinks the world should bow to and scrape to him. But he's about to be educated that that's not the case. Enough said on that. Right, thank you very much. Everything you went through, very much appreciated. Yeah, right. I will head back down the hill, which is this way. Now this trail, I call it a trail, it's not really a trail, it's more of a route to somewhere. Let's just make sure I have all my gear before I move. Now you can go, Bob Spurko's way was down across there. There's another little peak just up through those trees over that way, and you can head along the ridge. And apparently there's a very nice walkway along the ridge. It's not a path, but it just looks like a path, you know. It's he found it when he was going back, and he said he would actually walk all the way back down that ridge now. But I need to go a little bit more that way. I don't really want to go off to my left. I need to go around to the right, because I've got a little bit further down that road to go. So I will do that and go from there. I'll do some more when I get there. Right, one last look and I'm off. Now to find your way back down off this mountain, the way I came was actually pretty straight. It's the shortest route, which is why I came that way. But I would like to go and explore Bob's route along the ridge, but I have somewhere else to go as well when I'm up in here. And I was hoping it was going to brighten up the weather, but it doesn't. As you can see, look at my boots. Pretty wet, so looks like it was quite dewy in here last night. Look at the spider webs, millions of spider webs everywhere, all covered in dew. Last night, believe it or not, on the weather forecast they said it was going to get down to 4 degrees, possibility of frost. Here we are in the middle of June, possibility of frost. So my way out of here is basically straight down the hill that way. So this is what I call straight line route finding. Yeah, take a compass bearing and just go. Yeah. So I know that that's the way I have to go. It is a little steep in places, so you have to be a little bit careful. Look at it. Spider webs everywhere. These little grey things are all spider webs, millions of them. The forest looks empty, but I can assure you it's not. Yeah. Right. Yes, the ground up in this end, when you're getting nearer that ridge, is definitely more rocky. So there's obviously an outcrop under here somewhere. There's a lot more rock under here. So if you do Gleasons Hill, basically the first part of the trail is easy to follow, and probably the first, I don't know, 300-400 meters maybe, and then it just turns into a route finding uphill. Follow your way up the hill, see where you end up. That's pretty much what I'm going to do on the way down here. I can see the deer have been coming through here. I'm not sure these trees weren't row planted, because these are obviously all replant. This forest didn't grow like this. This is replanted forest. So this was all harvested at some stage back in dim and distant, which is why I'm sure those little flat bits that I keep finding are the remains of old forest logging tracks and or campsites. Yeah, look at this. Right, this is the one I found on the way up here. Right. If you're not telling me that this was an old campsite, I don't know. It's absolutely perfect. It looks like it's actually been cleared for exactly that purpose. So yeah, so I'm going to head back down that way. Like I do say, I'm doing a 180 across the compass back the way I came, which was that way. Now the sun is up through there at the moment, so I need to be just that side of the sun, but you have to bear in mind that the sun does move, so careful not to swing round to the right. This trail's so easy to follow, it's not funny. So I need to head down here. There was a steeper bit down here where I found those nice grouse. Plenty of deer up in here, that's for sure. Hell of a lot of deer crap, which is good because deer clear paths through the forest. That's what I'm doing at the moment. I'm just actually following a deer track down the hill. It's heading roughly in the same direction that I want to go, so it's good enough for me. Yeah. And the other bit of forest I was in the other week, I actually found quite a few deer antlers. I haven't seen any up in here yet. Now I've seen several trees where they rub their antlers on the trees, but I haven't actually seen any antlers yet. Quite often find them. You're not supposed to collect them, you're supposed to leave them where they are. But I have been known on occasion to find a really nice one. Yes, this is actually quite steep. This video doesn't do it justice, so I will put this camera away before I end up sitting on my rear end, and I'll do some more in a bit. Well, I'm heading back down from Gleasons Hill, and there is no trail, you just basically follow it down here, but as you can see it's a big wide open meadow. But the reason I've stopped is to listen to this. Hear that? That is what they call absolute silence. No wind, no squirrels, nothing. That is amazing. Absolute nothing. Total silence. I will take that. That's good. Right, so I'm still heading downhill, roughly that way, and I should be back at the road shortly. Now, just down through this trail, I've just seen a grouse doing its wing flap thing. It's just down through the trees, straight ahead, right in the middle of the shot. It's an amazing sound when you're out in the forest. It's like a bump, 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 bump kind of sound. And I've just seen the wings moving. I know it's just down there. I don't want to walk down there because I'll scare it off. Let's see if it'll do it again. It obviously knows I'm here now, so it's gone quiet. If it does it again, I'll video it, but I can actually see it moving. It's looking at me, I know it is. I can see it. They're so well camouflaged, they're just insanely well camouflaged. I call these heart attack birds. Right, it's just down there in those trees. Right down in the middle of that bush there. Don't know if you can hear it, but I stand very still, it will forget that I'm here. Right, I'm going to continue on my way, I don't want to disturb them. Right, so getting down towards the bottom here now. As you can see, the cows come through here. They break all these logs up nicely. Right, little grouse. he's not coming out to play. Yeah, as you can see, these logs down in here, they get full of insects and that too, so the bears will rip these apart looking for insects too. Quite often you'll find them all ripped up like this kind of thing. It's quite often bears looking for bugs. Yeah, they'll rip a tree apart like that with no effort whatsoever. As a general rule, if you're coming down this trail from Gleasons Hill, just over in that way is the creek. So on the way down, just keep it on the right hand side. On the way up, keep it on the left hand side. It's really easy, really, and it just brings you out on the road where the old culverts are. Very nice trail, really. Well, I say trail, it's more of a route finding thing, but it definitely an interesting walk and quite a nice view from the top if it wasn't quite so cloudy. So right, heading back down to the road and following my navigation skills of following back exactly 180 from the route you set off on. You can see the old tread. There's the old tread down there. That's a little overgrown. Kept my creek on the right hand side. There's a couple of small bits, and dun dun dun, roll the drums. There we go. Back to the meadow. Now, something important when you first walk out into a meadow. Oh, there's a grouse thing running away over there. Wake, Rose Shine. Let's make a bit of noise. Let anything in the meadow know you're here. And since it hasn't rained, I think if you follow the Bob Spurko route, see that outcrop of rock there? That ridge of rock seems to run right up along the side. It would be a longer route, but I should think it'd be quite an interesting route. But the shortest route is the way I went. And backtracking 180 across the compass brought me back exactly here. That valley up over there, I'd like to go and explore that as well. I'm not sure what that one's called. That looks like that should be on Dave's exploratory list. Now, this is where I have a dilemma. Looking at the weather, what do we think, boys and girls? That is my way back. It's only about 2 kilometres, and just up around that corner is somewhere else I want to go. This is why you wear wool socks. Look at my boots, absolutely soaked. My feet are soaked, but I have pure wool socks on, and I can tell you now, my feet are not cold, they're not sore. People go out and they buy nylon socks and whatever because they're cheap. Don't ever buy nylon socks. They shouldn't even be allowed to make them. Terrible things. Wool socks only. And it's even though my feet are soaked, because it's pretty wet up through there in the grass and stuff. Even though my feet are soaked, they're not cold, and I know I can carry on walking all day, and I won't have any problems whatsoever. Absolutely none. Yep. So me being me, I'm just going to nip up around this corner and see if I can find what I'm looking for. Right, I'm going to do a little bit of navigation pointing here. The trail 19 that I cleared out the other day, most of the deadfall, down until I come across that bear crap, is down that way. I went down there about 6-7 kilometres and cleared out a lot of the deadfall, marked up the trail, over through this meadow and up that valley over there is the old Link Creek. That goes off up there. That's a Link Creek trail 60 something I think it is, or I can't remember the number now, 60 something. 63 maybe, I don't know. Anyway, there are posts out across the, I can see one over there. Oh, we got a, oh, look at this. Hawk or something up there. I heard this guy the other day when I was down in here. See if he'll call again. This is where I need my good camera. Yeah, I heard him calling the other day when I was here. No, he's gone into the trees. Yes, like I say, this is 60 something. It's the old Link Creek Trail. You go up there, up through that gap in the trees over there, down through that valley, and then follow it down through that way is Trail 19. This one, if you follow it on a bike, will take you all the way across to Gorge Creek Trail. This is the old road. There's, from where they closed it off, each end, I'm estimating somewhere 6, 8, 9 kilometers, I don't know, something like that. It's not huge, it's not a huge distance. Yeah, somebody asked me how far it was the other day. I estimated 6, I was a little bit off. I think it's nearer 8. So I'm not walking all the way down there, I'm just going up around this corner, just up over that way. I want to look at something, and then I will head back up the road. So just to add a bit of context to the video from the top of the hill, this is Ware Creek. And this is the water that you could hear from the top of the mountain there, flowing down through. It meanders on down through that way, goes a considerable distance, and Trail 57, which starts just over here, is the one that follows that. Now later in the year, once all the water is drained out the mountains pretty much, once we get into drier season, this is wet season at the moment, crossing a lot of these creeks is a major pain in the rear end. That most of them I can do with welly boots. So I've just come across here. This piece that goes in here on my right is Trail 57. Believe it or not, that is a trail. Yep. Used to be a very busy trail, and way back when it was actually the road. The road I walked in on didn't exist. This was the road. So this is Trail 57. This is where it starts. Just going to have a little scout around in here because I've done the other end of this trail. I don't think there's much deadfall on this end, so I'm just going to have a little scout around and see what I can find. Like I say, this is the far end of 57. I've cleared out the other end of this trail, but I don't really want to walk 6, 8 kilometres back that way. Just cleared a couple of small ones off the trail. There was a fence here, but the fence has all been moved out the way, kind of slung over there, so I'm not sure whether that's supposed to be open or closed or what. I'm not sure. But, there is a fence across there. There's normally. There isn't now. It's over there, so my rule is I will leave it as I find it. There's cow crap everywhere all down through here, so I think they're going to have the cows down through here again. Somebody's been up in here with a little motorbike or something, like an off-road bike. I keep finding tyre track up in here. Really only the ranchers that come up in here. They're the only people. You're not allowed motorised vehicles up in here at all. Yeah. So that creek down there, that's the one I said earlier you could hear from the top of the mountain. This is what you could hear. A bit further down there's a rocky section, so it tends to make more noise. And a great sound, eh? Yeah. Yeah, the wet section here, and there were some big tyre tracks through here. And I also think I saw, see if I can find it, somewhere just here, I found a four-toed round footprint. And if anybody out there knows what that is, I do. That's a little cat of some description. It was just here in the mud somewhere. Yeah, can't see it now. Yes, I saw a footprint. And cat footprints tend to be small and round. As you can see, there's a dirt bike or something come through here. Look. The cat prints are round in general shape, whereas canine prints aren't. Let's see if it was in this piece of mud up here. See, something's been up through here. Look. And this year, so I'm suspecting maybe it was the ranchers checking out for the upcoming cattle season. Yeah, where's that footprint? I did see it here somewhere. It's very clear. Yeah. It's small, it's not a mountain lion, it's probably a bobcat or something. Yeah. Oh, there's another one. Not very clear. Right there. See that round piece there? That's a cat track. So there's a cat bin through here somewhere. Yeah, the other one was clearer. Yes. So that's a couple of tracks. Right, I'm going to head back on up this way and head back up the road. Right. This is the far end of Trail 57. We just cleared a couple of bits of deadfall off the trail down there, not much. Like I say, the fence is open, so I'm going to leave it open. I'm not going to close it. It was closed recently, but it is open now, so we'll leave that. The trail goes off down there. Markers in the tree. Trail 57. Followed it all the way through, and brings you out in that very nice meadow. That was in. If you look at my other video there, it brings you out. You can go to All Smoke Mountain this way if you want as well. So this will take you up here, and then you can turn left on 58A or B, whichever one you want. B's closest. But yeah, right. Now I have the lovely task of walking back up this road. And walking roads, I'd much rather walk forest, but at the moment in there, I know it's very, very wet. Later in the year when it dries out, I will go right through there, do a complete walkthrough video. However, you can see where the tracks turned off here. Look, see all these bike tracks. I think the ranchers have been down in here on a motorbike for a look at it. So that in there, that turn off in there, that is Trail 57. It's a very nice walk. It goes right around that mountain that I was sitting on top of just now, and it you can cross there if you go follow the manual. There's 8 creek crossings, but you can actually get it down. You could probably actually get it down to 2. Going the route that I went the other day, I could get that down to 2. I'd have to cross number 8 and what I believe is number 5, but the rest of them I didn't cross any of those. So you could do that entire route with only 2 creek crossings, and I'm sure if I went up in there on a sunny day I could probably find a way around them as well. If I could stay this side of the bank for just a little bit longer, I'd be good. And there is a track that goes out. I just did find a track up in there, so maybe that is where that goes, but I'm not going to explore that today. I'm going to walk back down this road for another 4 kilometers or whatever it is, back to where I started, and go from there. Right, there are several places here where it crosses. There's another little culvert just there. Maybe that's an old culvert. They did some logging up in here a little while ago, not too far up around that corner actually. I noticed there's some horse track in here too. So very recently they have redone all this. They put these big rocks here. They put some riprap in there to stop the erosion, stop it washing out the road piece again. But yeah, that's good, eh? Just shows you how much water there's still flowing through there. If you come up here middle of summer or late summer, there ain't much water flowing through there. All those creek crossings up through there. Trail 57 is just up there through on the right hand side. It's all of this lot. You can just walk across there, no problem. Yeah. But at the moment there's some deep bits. If you look at that there, see the darker green, like the bottle green? Yeah, that's deep in there. That's probably a couple of foot. Don't want to wade across that unless I have to. Now, rather interestingly, I see some horse tracks up in here. Look, there's horse prints. I haven't seen, this is a considerable distance from the other end. So the only thing I can think of is the horses come up through here then cut around off to my right somewhere here and head on round to the old Link Creek trail. So that would be the only thing that would really make any sense. So because once I get up past these corners, I've got to go back up this Clement hill. Once I get up past in these corners, there's no track. So what I'm thinking is they head up here and then round. Yeah. Lot of evidence of cows. Cow poop everywhere. Deer trail everywhere. Yeah. If I was heading to Link Creek now, I'd just go straight through the forest that way. There's some nice deer trail through there. And I'm willing to bet you they come out in those meadows. It's the only place they can really go. Whew. Yeah. I've got this one hill to go up. Once I'm up this hill, the way the water rushes is out there. Once I'm up this hill, I've got a very good length of slow downhill, thank goodness. Just got to get up this one first. That is the only trouble. All mountains have hills, and I've got to go up this one. So I'll put this away till I get to the top. Even on my day off, I find trees across the trail. This is more of a road than a trail. Yeah, move that out of the way. Doesn't take much. Just keeps it a little bit more open, doesn't it? I can see why people mountain bike this road. I can't remember what the road number is. It's the old Gorge Creek Road, but I don't know what the trail number is of this one. 60 something, I think. It's actually a very nice walk. It's only about 4 kilometres back to where I parked. And I did see a trail marker down here for 12 when they were doing logging, so the parking lot is about 6 and a bit, so that means I got about 4 and a bit to go back to the car. So that's good. I'll do some more video when I get down to the meadow, because I rather like this meadow. This meadow needs way more exploring. Well, that was interesting. I just cleared out that piece of tree across the trail there, and I just said to myself, I'm really surprised I haven't seen anybody up here on bikes, because it's quite a popular little bike route. And hey presto, 2 guys coming up the hill on a bike. Imagine that. Apparently they started in Millerville, so they came out all along Top Road through Gorge Creek here, and then they're going to go back along the Sheep River Road. That's a decent bike ride, that is. Yeah. Holy smokes, I don't know what that is in kilometres, but that's a good ways round. Yeah. So, I'd literally just said to myself, I'm surprised I hadn't seen anybody on bikes. And then 2 bikes turned up. Yeah. Surprised I haven't seen an ice cream truck. Let's see if it works for ice cream trucks. Nope, don't see no ice cream truck. Oh well, worth a try, wasn't it? Yeah. Right, I will continue on down to the meadow and do some more when I get there. Right, my walk along the road continues. This road's in remarkably good shape considering. Yeah, it's been closed for years. Closed since, 11 years now. This has been closed. It's still a very nice road. So there are people that use it. I just saw 2 guys on bikes. I'm absolutely stunned on a Sunday that I haven't seen more people out here, because it's a beautiful cool day. Maybe people looked at the clouds like I did and thought, you know what, maybe it's going to rain. And if you're coming up here in a car, that first bit of road is not a piece of road you want to be driving on in the rain. It's an interesting drive, best of times. But if that was slick mud, that wouldn't be so good. Actually, this piece of road that I'm walking on, that hasn't been used in 11 years, is actually in way better shape than the road that leads into here. Crazy, isn't it? Now, just down through here. This is why I like places like this. I'm not so keen on walking on roads. Anybody that knows me knows I'd rather be walking through the forest down through there. But it's a bit wet down in here at the moment. There's a couple of nice meadows off to my right hand side. The makes for a very interesting walk. I will do some more around here. There's something I want to have a look at here. I suspect this was an old pull-out by the look of it, as the bank's been dug right out, so I suspect this was an old pull-out. I'm just going to have a look, see if there's historical junk left behind. There usually is. Oh, and looking on the ground, what do I see? This is not historical junk, but it is junk. This is fairly fresh junk. There's a date on the bottom. I haven't got my glasses on, so I can't read the date. But what I will do, make sure there's no bugs in it. I will cart this out of here. Right, let me go and have a look, see if there's any more. Right, no more garbage in that area there. That's good. Nothing for me to pick up and move. But, as you can see, this would be a very interesting road to drive in a car. Yeah. All down through here is lovely meadows down through here. If you go down into the far side of the meadow that you can see there and follow that all the way along, that's the old Link Creek Trail. But, I love the way they've still got the old markers on the road. It's just like a time capsule, this road. It's pretty cool actually. Yeah, I like the old road signs. There's a road sign down here. It says caution, twisty corners. So I will endeavour not to walk around them too fast. Yeah. Yeah. But anybody that likes just a nice walk, get out in the middle of nowhere, or a bike ride, get out in the middle of nowhere, get away from people. But this is a good place. And the sun is desperately trying to break through that cloud up there. It's desperately trying to come through. I can see there's patches. Oh, look, shadow. I can see my shadow. First time today I've been able to see my shadow. Yeah. Yes. A remarkably nice walk. All the willows are coming out. Aspens are going nuts. This corner down here. Oh, I can feel the heat of the sun. Oh, oh, oh. Hello, Mr. Sunshine. Or was it yellow? Mr. Blue Sky, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah. Well, that was a really good song, that was. I love these old road signs. Look at this. Yes. I'll try not to walk around this corner too fast. Yeah. Pulled off the edge. There's a whole bunch of gophers down here on this corner. They were getting upset with me this morning. The sky up there, I see a bit of blue. Hey, hey, Mr. Blue. Okay, I promise I won't sing. Yeah. Oh, there goes all the gophers all running across and disappearing down the holes. Yeah. Ground squirrels or whatever they are. They're pretty big. Yeah, they squawk a lot. They squeak and they all run away. Yeah. But I have to say, this area down through here is rapidly becoming a good area for me to explore. Most of the trails down through here get little to no maintenance whatsoever, absolutely nothing. The ranchers do a bit, I suspect, for the cows, but that is about it. The actual walking trails, they don't get much use, and certainly very little maintenance. I guarantee you the trees I cut out on 19 the other day, I don't know how many it was. I know it was in excess of 30 because I stopped counting at 30. So that's the most maintenance that trail's had in, I don't know how long. There goes a gopher across the trail. Yeah. Yes, I can hear you squawking. Yeah. Yes. That meadow over there, that's the old Link Creek Trail, goes up through there. Now I know that trail's had a little bit of maintenance because that's a lot of the ranchers have. This is normally full of cows down in here. But, as you can see, there's cow crap everywhere. Yeah. I don't think the gophers are overly happy that I'm here. Yeah. I think they should be more worried about the hawks I keep hearing. Yeah, that one. I can hear you. Where are you? There's a hawk here somewhere. Over there. Yeah, that's that one that was flying around earlier. I suspect he's hunting these guys. Yeah, best of luck with that. They're hard to catch, these little gophers. A million pairs of eyes everywhere. Yeah. But this is a great spot. Look at it. Back in the day, this would have been a very, very popular place. Nice meadow walk down through there, all the way down to the Sheep Valley. I can see a couple of broken trees down in there that I took pictures of the other week. And that one up through there goes, where those cyclists have just gone along the road, if you follow that trail up there, that big hill that's in front of me there, that Link Creek trail basically goes around that one. Yeah, goes around the bottom of that. And back in the day, that was a fairly busy trail. Oh, there goes another squirrel thing down there. That I can see you hiding in the grass. You're not invisible. I know where you are. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, this whole bank is full of holes, so they're probably not very happy with me stood here waffling along. So I will continue on down that way and head back. It's a couple of kilometres from here pretty much. And here I am back at the culvert washout. This piece along here has been part of the old trail. Shame they didn't put new culverts in there and just like leave them, but you know, they did all that work to put the culverts in. Why didn't they just leave them in there? I know it's I don't know. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure the logic of that. When you go to all the trouble of putting culverts in there so you can move logging trucks across the top of it, why would you not just leave a new culvert in there and just be done with it, you know? That make no sense to me. Either way, I'm sure they had their reasons. I will tiptoe across the rocks. Yeah. Like I say, this is where I turned off this morning to go up Gleasons Hill, where those two bits of pipe are before you get to the corners there. It basically just head up through that way, and from this point here, north is over there, from this point here, that's facing just to the right of northwest. So whatever bearing that is, who knows. I only used basically the 4 points and then the 4 sub points. So northwest, just to the right of northwest, which is exactly which way I'm facing now. So if you head up that way and just keep going up, it will take you straight to the top of the hill. Right, I'm going to head back along that way. If the water was down, I would actually opt to walk along the trail again, because that was actually a very nice trail down through there. But it's not, so I will continue on the road. And finally, the sun comes out. How long for? Not sure. But finally, the sun comes out. You can really feel the heat difference when it does. The way the aspens are repopulating that hill. Very cool. Yeah. Yes. Great time of the year, isn't it? Absolutely love it. Right, I will continue on my way. This is why dandelions are so important as a food source for a lot of the insects and bees and stuff. Look at this lot. Loads of it. It's actually pretty cool. Unless of course that's in your garden at home, and then everybody would lose their mind. But out here, trust me, there's food for everything, including humans actually. You can eat that, and every single part of that plant is edible. Flowers, leaves, roots, everything. You make quite a nice little coffee substitute out of the roots. The leaves are very good for you. Out here they sure as hell ain't going to spray anything, so you could eat these. If you was out here, you could collect up all the leaves, especially when they're nice and new like this. They're quite yummy. It's good replacement for like spinach and stuff. So that's exactly the reason that dandelions were brought over to the North American continent. Was as a food source, something that's easy to grow. These leaves are all edible. Yeah, eat all those. Very cool. I got a bee following around me now because I'm walking through the middle of a food patch with a bright orange pack on, and they're attracted to the colour. Every now and again, if I'm in hummingbird territory, I get buzzed by a hummingbird. If I have my really bright jacket on, the hummingbirds will come and buzz me, which is actually really cool. They fly around and round and round in circles around you and then disappear. Usually do about 2 or 3 circles and then go. Yeah, I have tried to film that before, but I can tell you now, they disappear faster than you can get them. So there's the road. I've just passed mile marker 10, so I know I don't have too far now to go back to the parking lot, but yeah. This is an amazing little walk. I'm not so keen on the road, like I say. You can keep the road, I don't really like roads. But walking on a road like this, it makes it possible to knock off a lot of distance very quickly. Walking through the forest is much more enjoyable, but walking on a road you can knock off the kilometres real fast. Yeah. Look at this, like, there's loads on down through here. Look at that. Sea of yellow. All food for bees and stuff like that. There's lots of other, up in the meadow up there, there's loads of wildflowers coming up. Yeah, really cool. Lots of big tall purple ones, not sure what those are. Yeah. We'll take this. I'll do some more when I get further down the track here. And here I am back at the parking lot. That is the end of my video for today. Thank you for coming along.